The addiction called love. Have you ever opened WhatsApp, closed it, opened it again, then pretended like you didn't care? Yeah. That moment right there. That's where it starts. Not with fireworks. Not with violins. It starts with a phone screen and a tiny hope. Today we're talking about the addiction called love. Not the movie version. Not the poetry book version. The real one. The messy one. The one nobody warns you about. Love is probably the only addiction where the symptoms are called cute. You stop eating properly? Ah, they're in love. You can't sleep? So romantic. You ignore your friends? True love, bro. No, that's not romance. That's emotional dependency wearing a Valentine's Day costume. Let's rewind to the beginning. Love always begins like a free sample at a mall. Small, sweet, no pressure. One smile, one conversation, one laugh that feels different. And you think, oh, this is nice. Then comes the first message. Then the second. Then suddenly your day doesn't start with brushing your teeth. It starts with checking if they texted. You tell yourself, I'm just interested. But your brain already moved in permanently. You start noticing things you never noticed before. Their typing style, their emojis, their versus one extra M, and your heart starts planning a wedding. And this is where love becomes addictive. Because your brain releases happiness chemicals like it just won a lottery. Every notification feels like a reward. Every reply feels like validation. No reply? Instant withdrawal. You check the phone again. Maybe the network is slow. Maybe their phone died. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they hate you now. Yes. All 5 thoughts in 10 seconds. You've officially lost peace. Love addiction makes normal people do strange things. You don't listen to songs anymore. You relate to them. Lyrics suddenly feel personal. Like the singer knows your situation and is judging you. You replay conversations in your head. Like a court case. Why did I say that? What did they mean by that? Should I have replied faster or slower? Congratulations. You are now overthinking professionally. And the funny part? You swear you're not obsessed. You say things like, I'm chill. Whatever happens, happens. Meanwhile, your entire mood is controlled by one person who probably doesn't even know this level of power exists. Love addiction is when you forget your own routine. Your sleep schedule disappears. Your appetite becomes a suggestion. Your productivity drops faster than your phone battery. You used to have goals. Now you have what ifs. What if they like me? What if they don't? What if I mess this up? What if they find someone better? And here's the scariest part. You start adjusting yourself. You reply even when you're tired. You laugh at jokes that aren't funny. You agree with things you don't fully believe. You slowly become a version of yourself designed to be liked. That's not love. That's survival mode. Love addiction convinces you that losing them would mean losing everything. Your happiness, your excitement, your reason to wake up early. And that's dangerous. Because no human should be the oxygen supply for another human. Then comes the waiting phase. The longest phase. The one where nothing is clear. You wait for replies. You wait for clarity. You wait for effort. You wait for signs. Your life becomes a waiting room. And while you're waiting, you create stories. You imagine conversations that haven't happened. You imagine futures that aren't promised. You imagine a version of them that might not even be real. Love addiction thrives on imagination. You fall in love not just with the person, but with the idea of them. You ignore red flags because you've already decorated them with hope. They disappear for days. They're busy. They give mixed signals. They're confused. They hurt you. They didn't mean it. You become their unpaid PR manager. And every time they show a little attention again, your brain forgets all the pain. Just one message. Hey, sorry I was busy. Boom. Relapse. You're smiling again like nothing happened. Your brain says, see? Worth it. This is how love addiction keeps you trapped. It's not constant happiness. It's emotional gambling. You suffer for days, weeks, sometimes months, just for a few moments of closeness. And those moments feel so good that you convince yourself the pain is necessary. It's okay. Love is hard. Relationships need effort. Yes. But love should not feel like emotional debt. Then comes the phase where you lose yourself quietly. Not dramatically. No big explosion. You just stop doing things for you. You stop enjoying your own company. Silence feels uncomfortable now, because silence means thinking about them. You need distractions. Reels, shorts, music, anything. Because when the screen goes off, the thoughts turn on. Love addiction makes loneliness louder. You don't miss people anymore. You miss them. Friends invite you out, but your mind isn't present. Family talks, but you're replying in your head. You exist physically, but emotionally you're somewhere else. And the worst part? You know something is wrong, but you don't want it to stop. Because ending the addiction means facing emptiness. And emptiness is scary. So you hold on. Even when it hurts. Even when it drains you. Even when it changes you. You tell yourself, maybe things will improve. Maybe they'll realize my value. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes a habit. Love addiction also messes with self-respect. You start accepting less than you deserve. Late replies, half effort, unclear intentions. You lower the bar and call it understanding. You wouldn't accept this behavior from anyone else. But from them, you make excuses. Because when you're addicted, boundaries feel like punishment. And let's talk about jealousy. Yes, the spice of the addiction. You stalk their likes, their followers, their comments. Someone else laughs at their joke? Instant insecurity. You compare yourself with strangers who don't even know you exist. Your mind creates competition where there is no race. Love addiction turns confidence into doubt. And slowly, without realizing it, you give them control over your emotions. If they're happy, you're happy. If they're cold, you're anxious. If they leave you on read, your chest feels heavy. That's not love. That's emotional remote control. Then comes the breaking point. Not always a breakup. Sometimes just exhaustion. You wake up one day feeling tired of hoping, tired of waiting, tired of guessing. You realize you've been pouring into someone who gives back when convenient. And that realization hurts more than rejection. Because it means you participated in your own neglect. This is the moment where healing begins if you allow it. Healing from love addiction doesn't mean hating love. It means relearning balance. It means remembering who you were before one person became your universe. It means finding joy without permission. You start doing small things again. Eating properly, sleeping better, laughing without checking your phone. First, it feels empty, because your brain misses the dopamine. But slowly, peace replaces chaos. You learn that love should feel safe, not stressful. Exciting, not exhausting. Supportive, not consuming. You realize that real love doesn't make you smaller. It doesn't silence you. It doesn't require you to beg for consistency. Real love adds. It doesn't replace. And here's the truth nobody tells you. If love costs you your self-respect, it's too expensive. You don't need to chase someone who wants to walk with you. You don't need to prove your worth to someone who truly sees it. And you definitely don't need to suffer to earn affection. Love addiction teaches you lessons the hard way. But those lessons shape boundaries, strength, self-awareness. So if you're in it right now, waiting, hoping, hurting, this isn't judgment. It's recognition. You're not weak. You're human. But remember this, you deserve a love that feels like home, not a roller coaster you're scared to get off. Love deeply, care honestly, but never abandon yourself in the process. Because the strongest love you'll ever experience is the one where you don't lose yourself trying to keep someone else. And if you're still checking your phone right now, it's okay. One day you won't feel the need to.